All right, I think we're live. Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for the live stream this evening. Today we're going to be making pumpkin decorations that are really awesome for autumn and Thanksgiving decorating. And we'll be using the We Are Memory Keepers honeycomb paper to make them. So I've been stockpiling this stuff for probably the last year, and I have it in a bunch of different colors. So I wanted to show you what it looks like in its packaging, and it comes in two different sizes. So I have the green pack here, which is called Meadow. So it comes in a smaller size, which is 3 inches wide by 8 inches tall. And it comes in a larger size as well, and that is 5 3/4 inches by 12 inches tall. So each pack has 3 different shades of the color that it comes in. So the Meadow package has 3 different shades of green, and there are 2 pads of each color in it, so you get 6 pads total. So honeycomb paper has been pretty popular for the last few years, I'd say. A lot of people have done paper ball decorations for weddings and things like that. There have been a lot of cool ideas that people have used this to make, and it's actually a pretty nostalgic craft supply for me, because it just reminds me of all the old school decorations for Christmas and Halloween and Thanksgiving that used to have, part of it was like a honeycomb, and then it would have a printed part. So the one that I remember in particular, my grandmother actually had a turkey that had the bottom part of it, or the tail part of it, was the honeycomb, and then it had a printed part that was a turkey. So honeycomb paper is a very nostalgic craft supply for me, and it gives me the warm and fuzzies. So I really like seeing projects made with it. So this evening we're going to be making the paper pumpkins, and we're going to be using the, what is the name of this pad? It is the Sunrise pad, and it has 3 different shades of yellow. So there's like a really light, sort of buttery yellow, a mid yellow, and then a deeper golden, almost orangey yellow. And actually, I had decided on this project, and then I looked at the front of this, so I don't know if it was a subconscious thing or what, but they actually, on this particular color package, they have paper pumpkins as their sample craft. So we're going to be doing something like this. All right, so when you open up the package, again, you'll get 2 pads each of 3 different colors. So I've already used one of the lightest color, but how they come is basically the 2 pads come together like this. So they're attached in the center. And what you need to do in order to use them is you just need to just tear them like this, so they become 2 separate pads. And the way that it works is that there is adhesive along this edge, so it's all adhered together on this side at the seam. And when you pull it out like this, that's when you see the honeycomb action. So for this project as well, I have free pumpkin templates that you can download. And this is a pretty simple shape, so if you wanted to make your own pumpkins, you could totally do that. But I also included the stems and the leaves for you. So the link to that is, the link to where you can download that is in the description area below the video. So if you need it, you can download that. And I have 2 different size pumpkins included. And actually, if you wanted to, you could also use these with like a red or a pink and make apples. So if you want to do apple decorations for a different occasion, you could do that too. All right, so I have already cut out all of the templates actually for both of the different pumpkins. And in this video, we're going to be making the tall one. So I'm going to set these other colors aside right now. And I've actually already traced the pattern onto this side. So I'm going to set that aside, and then I'm going to set the leaf and the stem aside as well. And I'm just going to take this and flip it around because we want the seam to be on the left here. This is actually like, do you remember just getting like a piece of paper and drawing like a half a heart and then you cut it out and then it was a full heart? That's what these templates are like. So basically it's like half of the finished piece. So in order to get 360-degree decoration, this will basically form half of it, and then this will be the other half. So we're going to need to adhere them together in the next step. So I'm just going to take my pencil and line the straight edge up again on the adhesive edge of the honeycomb. And then I'm just going to quickly trace around the shape, just like so. And these templates are flat on the bottom, so the final decorations will be able to easily sit on a flat surface without tipping over. So that's why they're flat on the bottom like this. So after I have both of the sides of my decoration traced on the pads, I'm just going to get some scissors and I'm going to cut these out. So this is a rather thick pad, so just make sure that when you are cutting it, you have pretty sharp scissors. So these little craft scissors are pretty darn sharp, so they work well and they cut through, as you can see, pretty quickly and easily. So that I'm just gonna cut off straight bottom here. All right, so I already have, this will be one side of my decoration, so I'll just grab it again to show you how it folds out like that. And then I'm just going to take my scissors and cut out the other side. And again, just make sure that when you're cutting this out, since it is pretty thick because there are a lot of layers going on in there in the honeycomb part, you have pretty sharp scissors. All right, so now I'm down to the bottom of this side. So I'm just gonna, again, just cut that flat bottom. There we go. So now we have both sides. So I'm gonna set this little template piece aside in my pencil. And now what we need to do, we want I'm gonna have the adhesive line facing this way. And then I'm just gonna get some craft glue. And I'm going to just put a line of glue all around the edge, pretty close to the edge. Like this. Maybe you want to get it a little bit closer, so I'll retrace over there. And then just fill it in, just scribble around to fill it in like that. I missed a little area there, I'll put some there. And then we want to take the other side, again, the adhesive side of the honeycomb facing the same way, and we will align this up over top and just make sure they're lined up there at that edge. And then we just want to press this down for just several seconds until the adhesive adheres in place. Hey Keith, yes, tonight we're doing 3D. All right, so this should really only take 10-15 seconds until the glue adheres both of those sides. I know there are a lot of, I don't know if you caught the earlier part of the video, but I have a lot of good memories associated with the honeycomb paper too. So these kinds of things are a lot of fun. Okay, so now I just want to show you, this will, it can be kind of tricky to grab those edges because I don't want to smash that honeycomb too much. So there. So now that both of those sides are glued together, we'll be able to do a 360-degree decoration. So we just need to glue the other sides together to complete the pumpkin. So again, I'm just going to do the same thing that I did the first time around, and I'm going to run glue around the edge like this. You don't have to get it right up to the edge, but just get it pretty close. And then just scribble the glue inside there until you have pretty good coverage. And then, again, it's, I think probably the trickiest part is just grabbing that honeycomb right at the edge and not smashing it too much. You want to bring the two, bring the two edges around until they meet on the side here, and then just sort of grab like this here and press along the edge to adhere the two sides in place. I'm going to get the bottom there. So I just want to press in there and just, again, hold it until those sides are adhered in place. And I'll grab at different areas again to just make sure that all of the areas on the interior are adhered together. So the bottom here needs to be adhered together a little bit here. So we're gonna do that and just for a few seconds until it adheres. Okay, so the main pumpkin part is complete. So now I'm going to bring in, I have the leaf and the stem, and I cut the stem from brown cardstock and the leaf from green cardstock. So at the top, there is still just a little bit of an area. You can see the glue there where it's not adhered together. And I did this intentionally because I didn't press up here, and I did it intentionally because I want to fit the stem and part of that leaf in there to adhere those in there. So I'm going to set that aside for a sec, and I'm just going to cover the bottom of the stem on both sides with just a little bit of glue just at the bottom here. And then I'm going to stick the stem down in here, and again, just press it together for several seconds, trying not to smash any of the honeycomb while I'm doing this. Just a few seconds like that. And then I just, again, like I did on the stem, I'm gonna just, at the bottom of the leaf, on both sides, get a little bit of glue going at the bottom there. And then I'm going to stick this in here, and once I have it where I want it, like this, I'm gonna press there for several seconds until both sides are adhered together with the honeycomb paper. And I'm pressing on the stem area as well to do the same thing. So it's just probably 10-15 seconds. And the glue isn't completely dry at that point, but it's enough time to just get it to adhere so everything's where it's going to be. All right. So that is that. So there is the tall pumpkin here. And I'm going to put the cap on my glue before I forget here. And I made actually one of the smaller pumpkin earlier. So I don't know how well these are gonna sit here. They're kind of roly-poly when they're on their sides like this. So here they are, and you can group them together and put them on mantles, or use them as part of your centerpiece for Thanksgiving, or use them as part of your autumn decor. You could even cut out, like take some black cardstock or construction paper and cut out eyes and a mouth and a nose and turn these into Halloween pumpkins if you wanted to. So there's definitely some versatility here, and they're really fun and quick to make. So one thing I wanted to show you before I went is that a lot of times when you're making something with these honeycomb pads, it might not go to the edge back here, but you still have like all of this that you can play with. But this is open, it doesn't have the adhesive like the seam here does on the edge of the pad. So what you can do, and I actually tested this out earlier with some of the pink honeycomb that I have. So what happens is when you have a piece like this area over here, if you cut it into a square or rectangle, there's no adhesive on this edge. So it just, you know, you can see it sort of accordions out like this. And you can still work with it, but you have to be careful because it's not as stable because it doesn't have that adhesive on the one side to keep it together. So what you can do is you can take those pieces, and these were two other pieces, and you can either add glue down the side, down the seam like I did with this one. And I just used this glue and I put a little bit of it on this old paintbrush and I just painted down the side like this. Here, I'll do it now, even though this has some drying glue on it. I just want to show you how this works. So I just take a little bit of glue and then I just sort of paint it down the side like this. And I'm gonna put this in some water here so that glue doesn't start to dry out. And then when the glue dries, you can see that the pad is, you know, it's pretty much good as new, and you can use this just like you would the part of the pad that actually has the adhesive that these pads come with. So it's a pretty good replacement, and it allows you to use those little parts of these pads that you might not use for the original project that you're using them for. Now, another thing that you can do if you have this around is you can take rubber cement. So if you have some rubber cement around, I actually like how this works a little bit more. It's a little bit more flexible. So it's kind of gloopy. You can see when I turn it here, but it comes with its own little brush. So I just, for the rubber cement, you know, you get as much of the excess off as you can, and then you just take that and you paint down the side just like you did with the glue. So either of these things basically make kind of a little new mini pad that you can use for smaller projects. But it allows you to use much more of the pad than you might use if you had projects like these where there is just a little bit left over on this side. So again, once it's dry, you can fold it out pretty much just like you do the brand new pad that has the adhesive that it comes with on the edge. So I just wanted to give you that little tip. So either craft glue or the rubber cement works really well, and it makes it like new little mini pads. All right, so I'm gonna get out the pumpkins once again, just show you real quick before I go. And they were pretty quick and easy to make. So here's the tall one that we made in the video, and here is the little short and stout one that I made earlier. And again, there is a link below to where you can download the free printable templates for this project if you want to make it yourself, make a bunch of pumpkins for autumn or Thanksgiving decorating. All right, thanks so much for joining me today, everyone, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider subscribing to my channel to see more craft videos like this one. Take care, and I hope you'll tune in again soon.